Welcome, my friends. So glad to have you join us. This is day 3 of the 10-day journey of self-love and emotional healing, where I'm sharing my stories and the tools and the understandings that I've gained through the course of my life and my journey, and wanting to give you an overview and some understanding to help you and support you in your journey. Now, today is a kind of fun and crazy day because it's about the body keeps the score and the truth reads. I'm an artist, a performing artist, and it's one of the statements that you may or may not have heard. But if you've been in the field of entertainment in any kind of way or artistically, you probably have heard that the truth reads, because that's what it comes down to. Whatever is going on around you, however you are perceiving that, is going to show up somehow in your life. Whatever the habits are that you have practiced in your lifetime, they're going to be showing up and having a manifestation of some kind in your relationships, in your job, in your attitudes, in just your way of being, your way of feeling. It's going to show up. For instance, okay, the idea the body keeps the score. Well, what I have learned is that my body has been keeping the score that had to do with abandonment, fear, anger, and self protection. And my body started that very early, created the patterns, the way of perceiving the world, the expectation that there was danger in the world. And what that ended up manifesting in my life that I didn't realize until this year was this little lump on my left shoulder blade. It was a cyst. I didn't know it was a cyst in the beginning, and then it grew and it grew, and it went from being just the size of just a dot to being the size of a pencil eraser to being, well, it turned out that when it was finally cut out from my shoulder this year, it was about the size of a ping pong ball. And I was so grateful that I've come to the place in my life where I understood enough about energy and emotions and the manifestation of that in the body, that I recognized and I could be present with myself and have compassion and empathy for this experience, and to forgive myself for the ways that I have held on and the ways that I have protected myself that have resulted in this pattern that was manifested. It was physical. And the beautiful thing is, now I've had the opportunity to have it removed, and I'm healed from that. And through the process, what has happened is the structure that existed, that was about keeping me safe, it was about holding everything tight. I tell you what, the back pain that I no longer have is amazing. The symptoms that I no longer have, because that structure that I had built to protect myself was removed. And along with it, the need to protect it. And along with that was created this chaos, if you will, because the structure no longer existed. And so that energy was freed up to find a different pattern, to find a different structure. And so that's what I've been doing with the last few months. And then I had another surgery just 12 days ago to repair an umbilical hernia. Well, I've been living with that for at least 8 years. I've known about it for that long. Sorry, 6 years, I misspoke. And it probably existed before then. And as I dealt with that and had that surgically repaired, I've had the opportunity to understand that that was about receiving energy, receiving love or not receiving love, refusing love, not having this two-way interaction in a positive way with the world around me and with the people around me, so that I could express my love freely and also receive love freely, because I didn't believe that love was headed my direction. That was the thing, is that that was how I established my patterns before I even knew a thing. But in this physical body, the patterns were created. So see, the body keeps the score, and it establishes the way that we're going to be able to interact with the world around us. And so the beautiful thing for me is that I've had the privilege to have these physical manifestations surgically altered. Now, that's not without its things, right? But the beauty of it is, as I've mentioned, that it released the energy patterns. And I have the opportunity now to create new energy patterns, new ways of being, new ways of, oh my gosh, the fact that I no longer have to be concerned about, is that indigestion my belly button poking out, or stuff poking through my belly button, so that I have to like physically manipulate my stomach so that my guts go back inside and I can feel good again. The patterns that we have lived and have become so familiar, we need a way to break those up when they're no longer serving us. And sometimes we're aware of them and sometimes we're not. Sometimes it's a literal physical manifestation like the ones I've talked about. Sometimes it's these energetic patterns of being triggered and the way that we react or interact with the world around us. It can be the entire scope. It can be disease. It can be certain accidents or such, just where that energy pattern exists to the point where it becomes physical. The body keeps the score. That's like my my overview of that for you today. And wow, which of my points have I already covered by sharing in the way that I have today? So that guarded, fearful behavior, attitudes, perspectives create the 4 Fs: fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. And those patterns, again, they have their own impact then on what can happen next. So the polyvagal nerve, the vagus nerve, and the polyvagal theory help us to understand things that we can do to help our body reset from being in fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. Like all of this stuff that I had going on in my shoulder, where I was holding and clenching, and my body was fearful and protective and defensive on my behalf. And it was concentrating all of that in that one area. What can we do to get our energy shaken up, changed, shifted, get it to a place where it becomes available to create a new pattern, so that we can have new results and we can have a cleaner, pure, more fun, energetic, happy, joyful life? What can we do so that we can create new patterns? So there's 2 aspects of that. We have to shake up the energy, and then we have to create the new pattern. So I have 20 suggestions for you today. All right, here they are. Play. Find a new way to play. Give yourself all the more permission to play in a way that you already do, but let it be unstructured. Focus on that unstructured play. Dance, same thing. Dance is fantastic, fantastic aerobic exercise, works the muscles, all of that. but dance like ecstatic dance, like just playful dance, the way that a child dances. Dance in the rain, dance in, well, don't dance in the streets. This is probably not a, well, maybe dancing in the streets. Maybe this is a perfect time for dancing in the streets, but you get the idea. All right. So, walking barefoot outside where it's safe to do so is a great way to like get the energy to shift in your body. Walking in nature, because and then being aware as you're walking in nature. Don't just like, just like, oh, like I did for so long, hey, being out in nature and doing your hike, like your exercise, that's fantastic. Yes. And if you can add to that, actually paying attention, and you can get into studying the vagus nerve, but it's actually walking with your feet, okay? Motivating your own body and being aware of your environment resets the resets the vagus nerve because of how your eyes interact, your peripheral vision interacts. And if you are looking to the sides and your breath is calm, it sends signals to your body that everything is good, everything is fine, you're safe. Fantastic way to come into a calmness of that energy. Oh, body tapping and slapping. This is a great thing. Some of that you can be aware of the lymph glands and get your lymph moving. You can do a facial massage, any kind of body massage, really. Being aware of the fascia in your body, because you see this body keeps the score, can be mental patterns, behavioral, it can be muscle tissue, it can be organ tissue, it can be the energy meridians. That's what tapping, EFT tapping is about. It's about releasing the energy that flows through these areas, the meridians of the body. So you've maybe seen people do this. Okay, this is a fantastic modality. I have a really good friend who does fantastic work with EFT tapping and release of emotions. Other things that we can do are breath work, intentional breath work, using the physiology of the body and the related chemical creation, blood chemistry that happens depending on how we breathe. And then there's just how we're holding the body. Breath work is huge. Laughing is fantastic. Laughter is amazing, again, because it engages the physiology of the body and it changes our blood chemistry. It changes us. Um, Massage, intentional massage for release of energy, fantastic. Um, Ways that we can then bring that energy into a form, a new form. Yoga. Yoga can be both releasing and creating new form, particularly stretching and breath, okay, are related with that. Cold plunge. Ooh, well, cold plunge again is probably both and probably more of the freeing the energy and a bit chaotic because of how it stresses the physiology of the body. Cold plunge work is fantastic. Crying, laughing, massage, fascia, chanting, creating a new pattern, bringing the energy into a new vibration, a new entrainment. It's fantastic. Okay, so we did a mantra and toning. Oh, by the way, yawning. Yawning is one of the things that I am always taught. As all I've uh, as a singing teacher, yawning happens frequently. And I've come to understand that what I taught was always such great advice because I always taught that this is the one safe place to yawn because yawning is great. It helps us with our singing voice, so with our space. What I didn't know at the time is that yawning also helps to reset the vagus nerve. Who knew? Some people knew. Now I know. Now you do too. So, yawning. The vagus nerve, you see, runs through so much of this space. And so, oh, sorry, started it. Hopefully, your mirror neurons kicked in and you yawned with me because you will feel that stretch of the soft palate helps us to relax. So that's part of what's going on. The vagus nerve is resetting. And once we encourage it and create that space, that opportunity for the vagus nerve to reset, it will. It gives us a different form of energy. And now, I feel like calm. I have felt really excited and I'm still excited, but like it's a more peaceful kind of energy now. So, that, I think, my friends, is what I have to offer you today. I know it's like drinking from the fire hose, right? And I want you to see there are so many resources available. And wherever you are stuck in your life, there is a modality available to you that is going to fit for you and in your life, that's going to help you get unstuck and create a new pattern of being, whatever it is that you are looking for right now. And I encourage you to check in with your body and with your heart, with your energy, to say, hey, what am I up for today? And just give it a try. Give it a try and see what happens, and leave some comments. Join the Facebook group. We would love to have you. And after this, I'll be doing something new and probably get into more singing and that type of thing. If you've made it this far, I just love you so much. Please, please, please subscribe and hit the notification bell and come back and watch the videos for us. It helps us with the algorithm. You know these things. I love you, friends. Take care now. Bye.